the attribution track. We are here to talk about spend, ROI, effectiveness, how we capture all of that and attribute value to the media we're buying. And I'm super delighted to have Mike here to join us. Mike, first of all, this is your first Beet Retreat, am I right?
Yes, it is.
Takeaways so far? Will you be back?
I think we're already signed up, so.
Awesome.
Andy caught me in the corner, so.
He's very persuasive.
He's very, very persuasive. No,
Okay,
but
so-
great event so far. We're having a good time and lots of good meetings.
Cool. Let's start with the obvious, okay? You're a bit of a sort of odd fish in this mix because you're a mobile-first company, and mobile is obviously a super valuable channel, but I think it's been a bit neglected personally at this point in time as part of this TV industry debate. Tell us a bit about how mobile can fit in and support the wider TV ecosystem.
Yes, no, absolutely. But first, I would be remiss if I didn't ask who's on T-Mobile here. Who uses T-Mobile on the handsets? Okay, excellent. Thank you for your. Thank you for the rest of the folks, and I'll include the current T-Mobile subscribers. If anybody wants a good deal, email me afterwards.
All the best deals are here at the Beet
Yes,
Retreat.
all the best deals. I've got lots of folks here, so ping them. No, I think that's interesting because if you look at when you look at streaming, how do if anybody here has kids, they're on their mobile device like 24 hours a day, and I've got twin daughters who just graduated college and they don't have TVs, right? So they either look at it either through their laptop or through their mobile device. So when you look at streaming, then it's through your app, right, or your connected TV or OTT, right? So and I think that at least this is one of the things that we're looking at, and it came up in a couple different panels is how does the consumer consume media, right? So it's really the consumer is in the driver's seat today, right? What's still amazing to me. And again, I'll reflect back to my kids is that today I could consume any piece of media anytime I want, anywhere I want, right? It's still, I guess I'm belaying my age, but it's still pretty damn amazing. So I'm super positive about everything that's going on. But then, like from from an ad medium, like how do you connect the dots, right? And I think mobile can be an important piece in connecting some of those dots.
And how? Just give us a sense.
Well, just in terms of, I'll give you an example. Like here, what we're doing, and you're probably thinking to yourselves, oh, here's another carrier trying to get into the ads business. But we're approaching it in sort of the way, again, in a mobile first way, right? And because we've got customers like we have in the audience here, we're very customer first, right? Because we know that. We've got 100 million customers here in the United States, and that we can't decrease the value proposition with the consumer, right? So first and foremost, we start there. But in that sense, we've worked pretty closely with our privacy and legal folks, and are using in a very safe and ethical way our first party network data. And that's like the backbone network data, right? So you can particularly see a lot of things around app ownership and app insights. How long do you spend in the app? And when you look at user behavior, like because of your mobile device, you can be in buy mode or purchase mode, consideration mode, and awareness mode all at the same time, depending on the product, right? And when you see an ad either through your device or on your connected TV, the post-exposure behavior is probably a little bit different today than it has been, right? So there's an opportunity there to connect those dots. Hey, I watched something. How many folks watch something, they don't recognize it, and they look it up on their phone? Or if they're already on their phone, how many people shift out of their app and go into their web browser? So I think there's lots of opportunity to connect.
And I think you're being modest in a way because, let's face it, we've all lived through a mobile revolution. all of us are carrying around small, extremely powerful computers in our pockets. And from a measurement and attribution point of view, those are tremendously powerful devices for any marketeer alongside their wider spend.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And as I said earlier, I think the consumer has probably been ahead of us as brands and agencies in terms of their consumption, right? What the consumer has said, and we're all consumers, hey, I'm going to spend a lot of my time in my mobile device, right? But in many ways, we're still leading with other mediums, right?
So, question. There are clearly analysts who would argue that you're talking about the world 3 years ago, and that mobile is going through this extraordinary restriction, which is going to limit its value from a measurement and attribution point of view. Tracking is going to get harder, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There are even some people, I was prepping for this, who say Meta's share price has collapsed largely because of what's happened in the mobile space, as well as a few other things. Is the mobile ecosystem on top of dealing with those problems?
Yeah, I think, look, never waste a great disaster, right? So I think that a lot of these things are going to force us to think about this with the consumer in mind, right? I think in the past, and I'm sure many of the folks here have been in digital for a while, right? So there was a lot of things that we did even just 15 years ago that we probably shouldn't have been doing, right? And so I think this is going to force us to really understand, hey, what is for us today, privacy, safe use of the data, ethical use of the data goes hand in hand with consumer experience and goes hand in hand with monetization. I think that's how we have to think about it, right? And I think that that's certainly first and foremost with us, and we have to do that. I mean, I'll have to tout our company again because we just became the world's most valuable telecom company recently, and in order to sort of keep that brand and that brand image, we're going to have that relationship with our consumer, right? And the beauty of it is, like, if you look at your mobile device, more and more people are buying stuff through their mobile device, right? So if you're buying stuff through your mobile device, there's a purchase signal there. There's an awareness signal there. There's a signal all across the funnel, and there's ways to interact with your consumer, right? So that there's a value exchange, so that you're able to use that data, right? So I think it's actually an opportunity for us.
Right.
Yeah.
And then again, briefly again, because I think it's going to be of interest to lots of people. How easy or hard is it today to link my behavior and activities on my mobile to the stuff I'm doing on other devices and screens? Give us a sense of the reality of that today.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still, challenging, right? I mean, I think we're still in the early innings of that. I mean, we're looking at a variety of different ways, and the way that we're looking at it is not just, we have a signal, right? But other partners and different folks have other signals, right? So if you're Serge at LG, he's got a signal. I'm Mike at T-Mobile, I've got a signal. So let's get those signals together, right? So I think that's going to be the important piece. Those are I think the signals are out there. Is that a lot of it's going to be through partnership.
And just give us a sense, how far away are we from what I suspect lots of marketers would like, which is a privacy-compliant way of linking ad exposures to behavior on a mobile
I think
in a semi-deterministic way?
Yeah, I think technically we can do it. And of course, like, all my engineers are going to complain about me because I always say it's really easy on the engineering side. But I think technically we can do it. I think the value exchange with the consumer piece, and what I mean by that is for folks who are here in Europe, GDPR and some of that is going to be coming over here sooner rather than later. And we're probably going to have to all move into opt-in versus opt-out, right? And we're in the process of doing that. And when you do that, you have to do that in sort of the right way and the right value exchange. I think to me, that's going to be the process that's going to take a little bit of a longer time. But you have to do it, though. I mean, I think you can't sort of connect the dots without getting the privilege from the consumer.
Okay. This is the mind-blowing question. Blow everybody's minds with an example of something you've done for a brand recently, which was extraordinary, game-changing, from an attribution point of view, really demonstrated value?
Well, I mean, I'll have to call an example that we did on our, we acquired a company recently called Octopus, and what's great about Octopus is we're the largest network of tablets in the back of rideshare vehicles in the world, and to me, one of the problems that we've been able to solve there is we can guarantee 100% viewability in a safe and privacy focused way, right? Because we're not using any of the data, from the phone that anybody has to opt into, but through different piece of technology, somebody can sit in. We've got interactivity on the screen, and through a variety of different clients, we were able to, not only guarantee them that the ad was being seen, but we also had a conversion element to it, where you had to, scan a QR code, and within that, while we were, and I'll be a little cheeky here, selling it as premium, right? Meaning, we're among friends here, high CPM on the video side. There was an action at the end of it that beat all of their bottom of the funnel performance, right? So we were able to meld, hey, great brand experience, high CPM, and we actually showed something that happened.
Okay.
So pretty cool.
Not bad. Final question then, crystal ball time. So give us a sense of how you see measurement and attribution through a mobile lens playing out over the next couple of years. What are we going to see, 2025 that we should all be starting to think about now?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and for us, the way that we're thinking about it is, we've all grown up through this ad tech industry over the years by creating lots of layers in between the advertiser and the publisher, right? And in fact, I would argue that's what's created all of the great valuations, right? What I'm predicting is eventually going to happen is that those number of layers, that stack's going to collapse, and then there's going to be a much deeper connection between the advertiser and the publisher. Thus, whether it's through mobile or connected TV, you're going to have much better deterministic view of measurement and what works versus what doesn't. I will add, though, our sort of T-Mobile spin on it is that at that point in time, we're going to improve our measurement product and really have the power of close to 100 million consumers, which is a pretty big panel, right? So that's exciting.
It's decent. Okay, Mike, a massive thank you for sharing some thoughts with us and for kicking off this track.
Thank you.